Hello, it is Sunday, September 10th, 2023. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Sunday crossword today, and it's actually effectively my birthday crossword. So we'll see if this theme feels like a gift to me, or if it feels more like a punishment. I don't know. We'll have to find out. It's a Sunday crossword, which means it is the large grid. It has a title, Detours Ahead, and we'll see what that means momentarily. But first, this jumbo-themed edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Madeline Lee, Alan Blunder, Mitchell Turek, and as always, the the indomitable Shoalmaster and the incredible Horan family. Sorry, I'm actually solving this late at night, the night before, because I'm in a time zone where that is possible to do, unlike where I live. So I might be a bit addled. My late night brain might be not functioning quite up to snuff. Hopefully that doesn't impair me too much during the solve itself. In any case, thank you so much to the five people I just named who are benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign. They are supporting this channel, keeping this series going, and for that, I really am very much appreciative. Thank you to them. Thank you to all of the patrons of the channel. It really does help me and sustain this whole thing, so thank you to them. And thank you to you, if you're a patron. I really do appreciate your support. You can become a patron yourself at patreon.com/dailysolve or via the link in the description field underneath the video. There you can find the bonus videos available to patrons, as well as the Let's Check the Crosses official mug for benefactors. And of course, you can also join the Daily Solve Discord chat server in a link in the same description field. And also, of course, it is a big help if you subscribe to the channel on YouTube. So thank you to everybody who's done that. Please consider it if you enjoy these videos. All right, let's get on to the crossword, shall we? Oh, and sorry yesterday for missing the puzzle. I was traveling and it just wasn't possible to record the video. So I did put out a bonus solve, as you may have seen. So hopefully you enjoyed that. I think that was, if I can remember which one went up yesterday, I think it was from all the way back in 2001. So yes, it was a wordplay-packed edition. Anyway, let's get on to today's crossword. I really do seem to be a bit winding and wending my way through this. I hope this really doesn't augur too poorly for the quality of the solve. Let's find out, shall we? In this puzzle entitled Detours Ahead, a Sunday-themed puzzle on the jumbo grid, it was constructed by Adam Wagner. I think this is his 16th puzzle, if I remember correctly from having just checked. And it was edited, of course, as always, by Will Shorts. So let's start solving and see if I can manage to get through this. So, interesting. We have some, I don't know, these sort of look like caution tape, or maybe they're not the right colors, but a sort of barber's sort of signage indicator thing outside a barbershop. And then it's two tiered because we have similar length patterned sequences of cells above gray highlighted cells. All right, I don't know what's going on with that, of course, but we'll find out soon enough. So a chat chuckle could be LOL for lots of laughs or laughing out loud. Interpret it as you will. Titration station could be a lab, maybe. You're doing titration in a chemical sense, and so you do that in a laboratory, maybe? Let's see. Initials associated with accessibility. So ACA is the... am I thinking of the right thing? No, is it the ADA, the Americans with Disabilities Act? I think that's what I'm thinking of. I think I was confusing that with the Affordable Care Act. Okay, so something typically found in a barnyard. I don't know. Lead into delivery. Not sure what's going on there either. Okay. I wonder if there's something in these cells that... Oh, this is an interesting looking clue. Dickens clerk crossed out detour, theatrical success. Okay, well, if we think, and we'd use the British pronunciation, I suppose, for this context, Dickens Clark could be Bob Cratchit from A Christmas Story. The hard done by employee of Scrooge, Bob Cratchit. So, is that how you spell his name? Or are there two T's? Detour, theatrical success. What does that mean? Theatrical success. I don't know. I don't know if I'm on the right track with this. Doesn't feel as though I am. What about this? Oh, detour number. Oh, right. Detour number 1. Wait, so what do these other ones say? Right. That also, okay, detour. Oh, I see. So each of these has a detour. So here the detour is theatrical success. So Bob, is it an ET or an IT? I mean, a theatrical success could be a hit. Does that mean anything? Something typically found in a barnyard. I have no idea. ODO, odor, I suppose? Lead into deliver. Oh, labor, as in, right, okay, before delivering a baby, you go into labor. Okay, there we go. So, Michael, who was knighted in 2000. Michael Caine, the actor, probably? Oops. Hunt and peck types. Chickens? The question mark. Typists. Which do I think of those is the is the expected answer and which is the punny answer? So we have the question mark indicating punnery. So hunt and peck, you think of either a sort of chicken doing that in a barnyard, speaking of barnyard odors, or someone typing on a keyboard using just 2 fingers rather than sort of touch typing with all of their fingers. Chewed on, gnawed on. Oh, I see what's going on with the theme. Our detour, yes, okay. Hit is actually relevant because the detour is right. Okay, so it is caution. This is caution tape. This is caution tape. It's saying we take a detour down from below the caution tape. So this is a Broadway hit. We take a detour down here. We go along the gray detour. We come back up to the main road for hit, and we've crossed out the Dickens. We've crossed out the sort of relevant bits of the Dickens clerk that don't apply to Broadway hit. So we've crossed those out. We've taken our detour. So now we have Bob Cratchit and Broadway. Okay, good. I'm glad I thought this might be IT. If you'd have asked me how to spell Bob Cratchit without my having to needed to have thought about it, I would have probably put 2 T's on the end. I'm glad that I just went with this and didn't decide that was necessary and therefore not the answer. That was really interesting. This is so yes, I'm sort of going off on my own detour here, speaking of detours, but I solved yesterday's crossword, the Saturday crossword. I actually just solved it just essentially right before turning on this video, just because I realized, I hadn't actually solved it yet. I don't want to lose my streak. So I did it, and it reminded me, I've mentioned this on the channel before, but it's so rare now that I solve the puzzles on my own. It reminded me how different my style is when I'm solving on my own. I just sort of jumped all over the board and just answered everything I could answer easily, and ended up solving it much more quickly than I would on the video because I was taking the path of least resistance. I would never, if I was solving this on my own, I would never sit here and sort of bash my head against the theme and think, what's going on? I would have skipped, I wouldn't have thought twice about this. I would have just eventually filled it in through solving the crosses and so on, and then at the end probably thought, I see what's going on with the theme. Anyways, this just came to mind because the Saturday puzzle obviously wasn't a themed crossword, but it just reminded me how differently I solve on my own. Anyway, parts of some choral arrangements are risers, maybe? So you see choral arrangements and you think the different sort of vocal parts, soprano, alto, tenor, bass, for instance, but also what's involved in maybe the actual physical arrangement of choral singers could be risers. So the singers in the back are standing on something higher up so they can be seen as well. And I think that might be what this is looking for. Company that owns Bloomingdale's. I didn't know this, but it looks like it's probably Macy's based on the fill. Meeting spot for a union could be an altar, so a union is in a marriage or a wedding. And then less than one's best in sports lingo. Your B game, I suppose, or maybe even your C game. I assume it's your B game. And hunt and peck types are. I still don't see what this is. Maybe it's not B. Maybe it is C game. I don't know. Submitted after the deadline. If something's submitted after the deadline, it's in late. Oh, bird. Oh, it is a B game because hunt and peck types bird cedars. I don't know why that would be a phrase. What a sleepy head might do. It might nod off. Bird. Still not sure. Composer Strauss, the brother of Johann. Right, okay. Who's the brother of Johann Strauss? I wonder if I'll recognize this person. Johann's certainly the more famous. Vaccinated to Brits would be jabbed. Refer to a vaccination as a jab in the UK. That's very normal. Cry stressed on its second syllable. Aha. That's my response to spotting that answer and also the answer, I think. Wowza. Oh something? Present day auto initials. BMW? Why present day? It's not as though BMW is particularly new as an auto mark. Things settled over drinks. What would you settle over drinks? I'm not sure. This could be sort of punny, perhaps. Blank cloth sandpaper alternative. Emery cloth, like an emery board? Maybe? I always forget if that's spelled with an E or an O. I think it's an O. Wowza. Oh. Mama? If BMW is in fact that? Why is that present day? Did BMW used to be called something else? Don't quite understand that. Is it BMX? Seethed. I'm going to leave that out for now just to remind myself I'm not sure about it. Things settled over drinks. Common first word for an infant. Dada, I suppose, would be one. Seethed. Oh, it is Emery with an E. Because seethed will have, that was my first thought, but then I corrected it and said I think maybe it's an O. But anyway, because seethed is probably a past tense with an ED. All right, I need to speed this up. We're 10 minutes in. We've gotten almost nothing in the grid. 5-time winner of the Copa do Mundo. I'm not sure. Oh, is that just the World Cup? Who would this be? Uruguay? Hunt and peck types. Birds of prey. Oh, right. Interesting. It was they were birds, but not. I was thinking of a sort of chicken walking around trying to picking up bits of food. But no, I suppose it's a bird of prey, an eagle or something. I mean, swooping down and pecking off its prey. Oh, so Joseph Strauss, I suppose, and then seethed is saw red. This was BMW. Someone will need to tell me why this is present day specifically. I don't quite get that. Things settled over drinks. Bar bets? I think that's a phrase. You could make a bet at a bar and then settle it over drinks. That makes sense to me. So oh no, Brazil would be the 5-time winner of the Copa do Mundo. That makes much more sense to me. Okay, so Brazil. Are we spelling it with an S or a Z? I don't know if the clue is telling us which way we should be spelling it. Well, no, that probably is irrelevant. That's probably not even how, because it would be Portuguese and Brazil. Is it Brasilia, probably? Anyway, so I think we're probably spelling it in the English manner. Hebrew greeting, I was thinking of French where it would be spelled with an S, but Hebrew greeting is, oh no, maybe it is an S. Because this would be shalom. Oh, right, okay. So is that what Brazil is called in Brazil? It's just that. Sorry, my ignorance here is on blatant show. Small towns are hamlets, maybe? Here we have Metropolis with a Little Havana neighborhood, a Little Havana neighborhood. That's surely Miami. I mean, there's no question about that. Literary character who transforms into an insect. Gregor Samsa from Metamorphosis, the Kafka novel. And taxpayer's ID would be SSN for a social security number. William Phelps, something, inventor of the stop sign and the crosswalk. Oh, that's interesting. I don't think I know this person. Eno or Ono? Could it, could this person be share a name with one of our two official solo music artists of the New York Times crossword? Oh, here's one of these. They're laid in Australia is the crossed out bit, and then detour, they feel your pain. Empaths? Empaths could feel your pain. So what are laid in Australia? Emu eggs. That's very good. They're quite literally laid in Australia. Great. Okay. Oh, sorry. I don't know why I didn't think to mention, because I think I sort of subconsciously noticed this, but didn't really register it. Roadway is, of course, the thing that, we're taking detours from roadway, but then here we have a path as well. So these are roads. I don't think the thing above it is anything obkrats or ueg. I don't think that's particularly anything, but we are taking detours along, uh, you know, paths, roadways, paths. Uh, Very good. Oh, so this will be lane then, won't it? Have we looked at? I forget. Have we looked at this one yet? No, we haven't. Photographer's setting and then a detour of come in handy. So the photographer's setting would be. Um, oh, that's a shame. I can't quite see it. Come in handy to. I don't know. I don't know. Sorry. Backyard toy that attaches to a hose. A something snake? I don't know. Yeah, I'm not doing very well in this little area, am I? Slippery sort would be an eel. That's at least something we can put in there. Calvin and Hobbes character based on every jerk I've ever known, per Bill Watterson. Well, certainly Calvin and Hobbes is a subject I can about which I can be confident. So Mo was the bully character in Calvin and Hobbes, the great comic strip by Bill Watterson. So major reference abbreviated here, I think is probably the OED, the Oxford English Dictionary. We'll abbreviate that as well because part of the clue is abbreviated. CVS competitor. So CVS is a U.S. pharmacy and drugs, sort of a pharmacy drugstore kind of convenience store sort of place. And a competitor to it would be Rite Aid. Yes, I do remember that. There we go. There's another one of those chains. Bygone auto initials. Oh, REO. Okay, now, if I'd have been following the clues strictly in order, I would have seen this before BMW, and that would explain. I think that would have made that clue make more sense. So bygone auto initials. REO is a defunct automake. BMW is a current automake. I don't know if one of these, I don't know which of these is older than the other in terms of its inception, but certainly one of them is still a present day concern and one is not. So that makes more sense to me now. I think that wouldn't need to have been specified if not to kind of create a nice little couplet here with this previous clue. Face blank. I'm not sure. Express some intense emotion. Sob, maybe? Let's see if that works. Oh, right, one of these. Homeland security concerns or detour computer port inserts. Chords, maybe? No, that's not a roadway, path, lane sort of synonym. Oh no, but it doesn't need to be. Right, sorry, I forgot it includes all of these. It's just this part that needs to be that. Right. So we're not looking for a 5-letter word, we're looking for an 8-letter word. Maybe it is USB. lines, USB cords, USB wires. I don't think any of those fit exactly. Computer port inserts. Oh, so no, it is USB something because the Homeland Security concerns would be US borders. So it's USB cables, roadway path lane cable. It doesn't really fit. What am I not thinking of there? Diamond imperfection, question mark. Maybe a baseball diamond is what this is referring to? Not sure. Goal that sends a game into overtime. I'm not sure. Okay, get out. Be gone, maybe? Series segments informally. Episodes in a series. And jumble. Diamond imperfection. What is this? Not sure. Substitute. Stand-in. And the goal is, yeah, I don't know. Photographer setting. Oh, that's interesting. We had photographer setting somewhere else, didn't we? Don't remember what that was. In any case, this would be aperture as one of the settings on a you can adjust on a camera. So, what about this? Big name in healthcare. Aetna, I think, is a health insurance provider in the U.S. And then that sucks is I don't know, actually. Aperture must be right, isn't it? Let's see. Wholesale is not sure about that either. Blank research, source of dirt on a political rival, oppo, as in opposition research. Israel's Dayan. Not sure offhand. Suddenly appears with up. And that's what happened. So that's what happened. So, boy, I'm not sure. Wholesale. Blank stadium, venue with a cushioned acrylic surface that is the largest of its type in the world. I don't have any clue about that. In check. Reggae forerunner, ska. Is that true? Did ska come before reggae? That seems plausible, but I wouldn't have necessarily remembered it being that way, to be honest with you. Jumble, early victim of identity theft. So, wondering if this is going to be a sort of biblical character or something from Aesop's Fables or something. Early victim of identity theft. I'm not sure what that's getting at. Ash Stadium? I don't know. Some ring finishes for short. TKOs, technical knockouts. That'll be right, I'm sure. Boxing ring. Formidable but awesome behavior. It comes out on top. Related thing. Related thing. A type? Come On Eileen is a 1982 hit. I mean, I wouldn't have known it in 1982, but it's the right era. It comes out on top. Boozler, who was the first woman to have an hour-long comedy special on cable TV. Eileen Boozler, that's somebody. Oops, Eileen. Not what I meant to type. I think that, fairly sure Eileen Boozler is the name of a comedian. Related thing. Oh, I don't know why I can't see what that is. Face value. Maybe I'm spelling this wrong. Or I'm just thinking of the wrong person. I could be entirely. Oh, no, maybe it's Elaine. Elaine. What did I say? Eileen? Oh, isn't that just what I put in here? All right, I think I must have just let my brain get sort of tweaked slightly towards that. Okay, related thing. A tile? Related thing. A tail? Oh, yes, you could relate a tail to somebody. That is what it is. It is a tail. Okay. comes out on top. Lava comes out at the top of a volcano. In check at bay. Okay, right. I've misspelled this person's name yet again. Elaine with a Y. Is this right? If someone's kept in check, they're kept at bay. So there's that. This is going to be Ash Stadium. Okay, I certainly didn't know this fact about it. It's cushioned acrylic surface. Jumble is a hodgepodge. There we go. Okay. Formidable but awesome behavior is badassery? Is there any way? Is there any way that could be the answer? Early victim of identity. It is a biblical figure. It's Esau. To be honest with you, I don't remember the nature of this story, so I don't quite exactly remember why this is the case, but I'm prepared to suspect that's the answer. Family name in folk music, Guthrie, is an Arlo Guthrie or Woody Guthrie, his father. Moshe Dayan, and then wholesale. Suddenly appears with up, springs up. Oh, mass is in a sort of, this is happening wholesale, it's happening in sort of, it's the whole thing. And that's what happened. Oh, yeah, okay, I see. Yes, that is a sort of anticlimactic way you can wrap up a story. And then that sucks is ugh. Ugh, I sympathize. Ugh. There we go. That's right. Dentist's command is open, as an open wide. So what was this knob here? Oh, your noggin. I don't think I read that clue. Okay, well, there we go. Your head, your brain. Diamond imperfection is an error. Okay, so I think that is a baseball term. And then, oh, drive. USB drive is what you can plug into a computer. Right, I was so preoccupied with thinking of ways to say cable that I didn't think of this other possibility, a USB drive. Okay, there we go. So what was this? Stagger. Oh, I didn't read this either. So to stagger around would be to reel around, maybe in a bar after you've settled your bar bets. And containing graphic content, say, is R-rated, but that wouldn't work with emu eggs, which I'm sure is correct. Glass Onion director Johnson, Ryan Johnson, whose name is spelled, I think R-I-A-N rather than R-Y-A-N, just sort of a more Irish spelling. Although Rian, I guess, is how that would be pronounced in Irish. Access points are access points. I don't know. Information somethings, maybe that's an abbreviation for. Purpose could be poise, or the point of something would be the purpose of it. There we go. Oh, ins. Access points are ins, right? Okay, I was really thinking this was going to be an abbreviation, but it isn't. Parts of drinking or reading glasses are the rims of a glass, or of a pair of glasses, or lenses of a glasses, I should say. Bit of cereal could be an oat. You could have an oat-based cereal. Pharaoh who founded Egypt's 19th dynasty would be Ramses I, I suppose. Certainly wouldn't have remembered that was the founder of the 19th dynasty of Egypt, but I'm prepared to absolutely believe it. Containing graphic content, say, is, oh, rated M for mature. Right, okay, I don't know why I didn't think of that after I said rated R. It would be the obvious extension there. Shakespearean verb is doth, as in the lady doth protest too much, methinks. And make more powerful with up is soup up, right? Like a car engine, for instance. We saw that. Love it or list it error. Must be HGTV. I've not heard of this show, but it looks like it is, which is that maybe, I actually don't know what this stands for. Home and garden television, maybe? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Someone will tell me if I'm wrong. It's a thumbs down from me. I vote no, I suppose. Henrik Ibsen play, Ghosts. Fairly certain that's an Ibsen play. Mineral used in glass production. I don't know. You'd think this would be common knowledge, but I don't seem to know it. Is it shale? Blank Maria. Tia Maria? No, I don't think that's shale. It doesn't sound right anyway. What is this? I'm sure I must have come across this knowledge before, but I can't seem to think. Some hair products. Gels? Lose one's balance is to go something. And busy time at a cafeteria, 1, I suppose, 1 o'clock p.m. Motion sensing Microsoft gaming devices. Oh, wow. What was this called? This was a thing. Oh, goodness. I can't remember what this thing is called. It was a sort of set of cameras that Microsoft made that would go on top of, they would connect to your Xbox and it would sense your movements. I don't really know that it ever particularly caught on. I just cannot remember what that thing is called. That is infuriating. Goal that sends a game into overdrive. Evener? Oh, because into overtime. I don't know why I said overtime. So yes, maybe if you even up the score right at the end, you'd send the game into overtime. That would make sense. Mums are nans. So I think this mums with a U is referencing British English, where the nickname for a grandmother is very frequently nan. So I think that's why the clue is written in that way. Inability to recall the names of everyday things. I'm not sure. That's interesting. I'll be curious to see what that is. Is there an inability to recall the names of sort of, I don't know, disorders as referenced in crosswords? Because that's what I have at the moment. Restriction on some wedding invites. No pets? No kids, maybe. I've no pets, I guess, seems sort of self-evident. But maybe no kids. Lose one's balance. Oh, go broke and lose one's bank balance. That's clever. I don't think I've seen that one before. That's good. Running kicks. Not sure. O Patria blank Verdi aria. O Patria mio, maybe? Oh, sort of father of mine. Running kicks. Could be Mia, actually. Is it father or homeland? I actually don't know. Sorry, I'm not actually sure exactly what the translation of that is. Inability to recall the names of everyday things. Anomia? Could be. I mean, no, the NOM bit would certainly be the appropriate root for kind of words, unable, or names of things was more what I should be saying, like nouns. Let's see. Gas whose name comes from the Greek word for foreigner, xenon, right, which obviously shares etymology with sort of xenophobia and words like that dealing with foreign people or things. Running kicks. Oh, sneaks, like sneakers with which you'd run, like trainers, shoes. So, O Patria Mia, there we go. I mean, it probably should have been obvious that we're going to match the A ending there, but yeah. Okay, texted shrug could be IDK for I don't know. Fermented drink from Russia is kvass. This is, I think it's fermented from bread. It's a really nice drink, actually. I'm sort of surprised it isn't found in more parts of the world, but it's very, very lightly alcoholic. I mean, it's essentially a non-alcoholic drink, but it is lightly alcoholic because of the fermentation. And it's kind of like a less sweet soda. It's really nice. Motion sensing Microsoft gaming devices. Oh, Xbox. Oh, it's Kinect. That's what it was called. That's Kinect. Is it with a K or a C? I don't even remember. I think it's maybe like this. There we go. Flashcard words, verbs? Maybe? Cells are covered in it, in brief. Cells are covered in it. Okay, I don't know. I'm not sure if verbs is correct. Groups that liaise with superintendents, PTAs, parent-teacher associations. Resolution units are pixels, so resolution of a computer screen, for instance. Bird embodied by the Egyptian god Thoth. The ibis, that's certainly a bird you often see in Egyptian symbolism, ancient Egyptian symbolism. Snooze fest could be a real blah, maybe. Oh, this doesn't look very right, does it? Doesn't look very plausible. Trickster. Maybe this isn't right. Trickster. An old fox? A sly fox. That's better. So what is this? Snooze fest. A boar. Oh, that's much better. Because blah, you wouldn't really say a snooze fest, a blah. But you could say a boar. That was a real boar, a real snooze fest. That's much better. Enlighten is to edify, to sort of provide with knowledge. Jane, who says, I need not sell my soul to buy bliss. Jane Eyre. Classic protagonist. And oh, that's bad. Yech or something? Or Yegad, kind of an quaint oath, puts together. Okay, well, this probably ends with an S, right? Maybe weds or something. Ooh, that's bad. Yeesh. There we go. That's plausible. Component of a beekeeper's suit. Mesh, certainly involved in a beekeeper's outfit. Many 90s music purchases would be on CD, I suspect. Puts together, maybe it is weds. And then backyard toy that attaches to a hose. Right. I forgot about this. It sort of does look like a... No, it isn't a snake. I don't know, but maybe we can do better with this clue now. Oh, this was the other photographer's setting. Oh, something film speed. There we go. Film speed. That is certainly another setting you could adjust. So backyard toy that attaches to a hose is a slip and slide. Oh, okay. So weds is incorrect. Adds, I suppose. Yes, puts together adds and put together 5 and 7. You add 5 and 7. There we go. Okay. Lambert or Levine of pop. Adam Lambert is a singer. Adam Levine, I guess, must be as well. So wholesale is integral. No. In total? I'll sell it to you wholesale. I'll sell it to you in total, maybe? Conventions. No, norms, as in convention, sort of social conventions, social norms. Studio Ghibli genre would be anime, so Japanese animation. Oh, so this isn't norms. It's mores. Okay, similar idea. Social mores, social conventions, social norms. Works as well. So Studio Ghibli. I saw recently that I'm not sure if his name, Hayao Miyazaki, the famed director of Studio Ghibli, who I think for his last several films has said his next film would be his last film. Apparently, yet again, he said or someone at the studio has said he's coming up with new ideas for yet another film, which will, I suppose, allegedly be his last yet again. But if anyone should keep making movies, it's probably him. Bite-sized Tex-Mex snack is a mini taco. I don't really know that I've specifically heard of a mini taco, but I guess it could exist. Embargo is a ban on something, and imports, for instance. Ellie or Dakota of Hollywood, Fanning. Certainly have heard of that. Are they sisters, I suppose, I think? And then classic game of bluffing, Liar's Dice, certainly have encountered. And leave high and dry is to bail on somebody, to ditch them. Then is once, it happened once back in time. And NAACP and ACLU for short are NGOs, non-governmental organizations. Okay, great. We're finally closing on the home stretch here. So what are cells covered in? In brief, I'm not sure. I assume this means this is biological, but I'm not actually certain about it. Flashcard words are, I thought verbs maybe. That didn't work for some reason. I forget why. What some emails, checks, and balls do. Bounce. There we go. That should be helpful. Iraqi city near the Tigris and Euphrates. Basra. Tigris and Euphrates rivers. Golden. There's a Latin word that means golden, that I think is the root of that is where we have AU, the chemical symbol for gold, and I think that is how this word begins. Something like aureate, maybe something like that. Let's see if we can confirm or deny that with crosses. Peripheral, outer, so the kind of outer reaches, the peripheral reaches of an area. Not easily accessed. Um, why do I not see what that is? Does it end with ed? Stuffs with bacon fat, say lards. Um, oh, this will be street, right? That's an obvious fill because we have roadway, drive, path, lane, and street. So does that help us with this? Have we read this yet? I haven't. Feature of some sweatpants is the crossed out bit. The Detour is well-known musical group with a place name. The East Street Band. There we go. Is that Springsteen's band? And then what was the crossed out feature? Some sweatpants. Elastic Band. There we go. So we've crossed out Elastic. Okay. So code of the world's busiest airport, ATL Atlanta Airport. I have seen that fact before. Stuff. I think it depends sort of how you count that, or sort of what statistic you're using specifically, but at least according to some measurements, it is the busiest airport. Stuffed with bacon fat, say, maybe it is lard. So not easily accessed is buried, right? As in buried treasure would be not easily accessed, or buried information or something. Cells are covered in... Oh, vocabulary is the flashcard work. That's much better than verbs. So cells are covered in bio. What is that? Cells are covered in it. Oh, I'm sorry. I can't quite see what this means. Oh, that's very frustrating. Okay, Brown for one. There's a university called Brown. I mean, the Brown is such a common sort of concept name for things. I mean, it could be a name of a person. It could be a name of an organization. It could be a category of things, a color. I'm not sure. Amazon's domain, e-tail. Here's an E word. We had one in yesterday. Some people in the comments really didn't like e-meat. I have to agree with you on that one. Not my favorite. E-tail, though, I also find pretty objectionable because no one cares. Nobody refers to, you just say I'm buying it online. Nobody says I went to an e-tail store. Brown for one. Ink? That seems too vague. Sin that sounds like two letters. Envy, of course, sounds like the letters N and V. Oh, it is the university, which was my first thought, but it's an Ivy League university. So, this prestigious group of schools in the U.S. So that didn't occur to me, but there we go. Stain, maybe you could have a dye, a stain. Wood stain, for instance, is sort of a dye. And then caustic cleaner is lye. So, yes, a sort of basic substance. And then that's it. That was the Sunday crossword. That was tricky. I found that to be one of the toughest crosswords I've solved recently. For some reason, I don't know. It just took me a while, didn't it? Almost 40 minutes there. And a really nice theme. Like I said early on, I suppose one of the reasons this took me a while is because I plugged away on this thing for several minutes at the beginning until I was able to fill it in. I don't really regret it. It was interesting. It was a fun experience to kind of bash my head against the theme until it cracked. So we had our various detours: our roadway, our drive, our path, our lane, and our street. And to get there, we had to cross out various original clues, such as Bob Cratchit, U.S. borders, emu eggs, film speed, and elastic band. And it's very nice that it's just nice that these not only resolved to valid words, but that they all shared. They connected very tightly to this theme. And I always appreciate when a theme is this sort of intricate, but also so well expressed that we simply don't need a revealer. We just figured this theme out by virtue of each clue and the way that each clue was written and solved. It's very nice. And other than that, a puzzle that gave me certainly gave me some resistance throughout. I will consider that a perfectly acceptable and pleasing birthday gift. So thank you to Adam Wagner for that. And that's that. It is late at night, like I said, so I'm going to wrap this video up. And I should be back tomorrow for the Monday puzzle. I can't think of any specific reason I won't be able to. So do join me then. Well, I say that, assuming I can manage to upload these videos. I have no idea how I'm going to achieve that. The internet was so slow that it actually took several minutes just to load. It's sort of unbelievable, but just to load this page with the crossword on it. So I have quite a mystery, I have quite a puzzle to solve ahead of me. In any case, if I can figure out how to do that, you should get crosswords for the next several days. So anyway, I hope you join me for those if they appear on the internet. But until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Sunday. Take care.